and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Martin, and the channel's all about life after retirement, what we get up to. Okay, enjoy. Well, this vlog is not about anything in particular. Eve, it's a Saturday. Eve wants to have a good old blitz on the house. It is her home after all. And I've been warned that she's a bit of a whirling dervish in these situations, and she advised me to sort of clear out. So I've just come for a walk, no particular destination or goals or anything, but I thought I'd take the camera along, see what I can see. Okay, I'll let you know. And yet again, I find myself walking uphill. Not for long, this one though. It's quite steep, but it doesn't go on very far. So, should be okay. Now, among these trees on the side of this hill, there's some interesting sort of terracing strips. They're known as lynchets, L-Y-N-C-H-E-T. They're thought to be medieval or even earlier, and it was a form of agriculture, and they're on the sides of hills, and the terraces were thought to be created to expand the possibilities of agriculture. Now, the terracing varies in depth from, I don't know, about 60 centimetres to over a metre. And on here, the strips are separated, or seem to be separated, by strips of scrub. Those aren't hedges, that's just where the scrub has grown on the bit that's not so easily accessed to grazing animals, presumably. The number and extent of these probably depends on the steepness of the hill, but here they stretch off way into the distance. Well, these deep gullies that are sort of dotted all over the place on your way up to the top of Salisbury Plain, because they seem to have their own microclimate, it's fantastic for things like these ferns. Moisture, humidity I should say, remains fairly high even in the summer. These things really love it. And there's loads of them. Loads of them. It's fantastic. Well, I don't know how or why, but recently I seem to be gravitating towards the top of the plain. I've just realised that although I've taken a different route, I've emerged on the path that I took the first time I walked to the top myself. Seems that all routes lead to the top of Salisbury Plain. This route was a little bit easier, or touch wood so far has been a little bit easier insofar as it's not too steep. Steep enough, but not too steep. But yeah, I'm just about to emerge from these trees, which was that little piece of woodland I showed you just a bit earlier. It is a bit breezy up here, so expect the noise levels to increase, but yeah, I think I'm near the top, but then I've been fooled like that before. Oh well, we'll see. Well, made it to the top. A bit blustery, but as you can see, oh, wrong way. There we go. As you can see, there's no red flags flying, so I'm going to venture down one of these byways. Not far, just a little way. See if I can see what part of what it's all about. Actually, the road is, or at least here, it's in pretty good nick, considering that tanks and trucks and things whiz up and down it quite regularly. It's a bit worn around the edges, as you can see, but no big potholes. I suppose they keep these paths in good nick, because if there's potholes you'll end up with damaged tank tracks, and they're expensive, whereas roads don't need to be maintained because we're not important really. No. Anyway, firing range, keep out when the red flag flies. Well, there's no red flag, mate. So I'm just going to go a little bit further. You could definitely see the chalkiness of the ground here. This is one of the peripheral fields that's been ploughed, but where it's been disturbed on the surface, you can see all the chalk. Well, judging by the noise recently, and presumably the shells that must fly around here periodically, these are in remarkably good nick. Presumably, if you blow them to pieces, you've got nowhere to shelter from the wind and rain. Great place for barn owls though. Not going to venture in there in case there's one roosting. I don't want to disturb it. It's not very pleasant out here. But I can hear something rustling away in there. Oh no, might be a bag. Fantastic though. Of course, the downside of going down the hill, you've then got to get back up again. Never mind. Nuclear beehives, anybody? Can't think of another explanation. You can come up with anything else, then put it in the comments below. And out there, I'm assuming, must be the command centre. Who knows? Well, that's just about it for me up here today. It's a bit blustery. I'm getting hungry. Got some sort of water tank in the back. Not sure what it's for, but never mind. It's a bit blustery up here. I'm getting hungry now, and I want to get down in time to have some lunch and then settle down with the rugby this afternoon. It's England against South Africa. Should be good. Okay then guys, thanks for coming along with the journey. Hope it's of some entertainment value. If it is, well, wouldn't you know it, right at the very end the battery went flat. But as I was saying, if you feel that way inclined, please subscribe. If you want to know when the next videos, the next vlog's published, then ding the old bell, and if you did find it interesting, then give us a thumbs up. Okay, So until next time, cheerio.